Welcome to a new market update in which we can see that Bitcoin has touched 45k and is correcting since. What are the critical levels to watch? Ethereum is almost down 10% already since its recent high. So which levels should we be watching with Ethereum? And finally, gold has been seeing a very significant wick over the past 12 hours. What is going to happen there? And which levels should you be watching if you're trading gold? That's what we're going to discuss today, but before that, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and like the YouTube update if you enjoy the content. Also, do not forget to check out my Twitter, where I'm posting daily updates regarding the market. And finally, do not forget to check out our educational platform, which is also in the description beneath, where you can trade alongside me and where I share all my trades. So, when we get to the markets, we can see that we've had those critical levels that we have made in the previous updates, right? So Bitcoin broke above this critical area around 41k. This structure, we broke above it, and we started to run heavier towards the next resistance zone as we skipped the previous high. Through that conclusion, we can say we are making higher lows, higher highs. However, we are also potentially making a bearish divergence, implying that we could be seeing a short-term reversal in which the market is going to seek for a new higher low rather than seeking for continuous higher highs. But in that case, the market has to reject at 45k, which it currently is doing, and it has to lose the previous high for support. So in this period, we're just chopping around, meaning that the critical levels have not been adjusted for Bitcoin at this stage yet. Therefore, if 45k breaks, next resistance zone is found between 48.5 to 49.5. If 42.3 breaks, I think we're going to skip 41k in one go and have that structure that we discussed earlier. So imagine something like this. This is a breaker for a nice short, in which a breakdown of 41k is going to assume that we retest the area around 37k, and then we get the conclusion of head and shoulders pattern, etc, etc. But for that, in order to have this higher low construction being able to be made, we have to lose 42.2. But if we get in such a structure as this right now, it's definitely seeking TP area. It is not a short opportunity yet for me, but you should be looking at taking profits in this zone after such a big substantial move. Especially when it comes to Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum has been showing strength and ready towards the next resistance zone, while the RSI was exceeding towards levels above 70, while the actual run didn't really have any corrective move at all. And therefore, it is not strange that we're going to see such a correction happening, and Ethereum showed a more clear resistance zone and short opportunity, as this block here was the previous resistance zone and a good level to start shorting. However, as we discussed, the previous resistance zone that Ethereum is facing here could be flipping for support here too. So that's what we're currently seeing, and then the question will become, how far will Ethereum run to the upside? So when we zoom in some more, we can see that we are making downtrends here. We've rejected previous resistance zone at 3K40. And if this is going to hold as support here, we're going to look at a similar rejection at any of these two resistance zones. So the critical level for Ethereum is found at 2850. That should be holding. And if that holds, and if we reject anything in those two ranges here, it seems very likely that we are making a lower high and get a continued corrective move towards 2600, especially given the fact that if you look at the daily structure, this entire zone here is the area that you should be looking at if you want to look at any points of interest for Ethereum against USDT. However, if 2850 is going to hold and we get some more runs, you probably, if we crack 3k, we're seeking to take the liquidity above the recent high before we're going to reverse. So the critical level for Ethereum is 2850, but it probably lines up with the fact that Bitcoin has to lose some critical levels too. When we look at Ethereum against Bitcoin, it's still following the path here. So we concluded that the resistance zone at 735 is still resistance here. We've made a new higher high, but right now we are approaching support, and if that is lost, we're going to look for a new higher low to be happening on Ethereum against Bitcoin. And when you're seeking such a higher low to be happening, then this level has to lose at 0.66, and then we're going to look at 0.63, but most importantly, I'm going to look at this entire zone still for a potential higher low to be happening. And when you look at the charts in that way, the fact that we're seeing some weakness across the market shows that there is a potential opportunity for a corrective week to be happening. When we look at the Bitcoin dominance, we can also see that the critical level that we were looking for to hold on a Bitcoin dominance is currently holding, which is this entire level at 46%. That is currently holding, through which we might be getting another retest here in which Ethereum against Bitcoin is going to make that higher low on the chart. Then finally, we saw a big wick on gold earlier. And when I'm looking at gold, I think the trend is not done. But we're getting towards critical levels in which you want to see support sustain here. And as a matter of fact, depending on how the weekly is going to end like this, this is pretty much a very decent weekly. But if this level is lost on gold, then I'm going to look at the next level around 50.50 as the next support area for gold. And is this a point of interest that you should be investing into this commodity? Well, you should always diversify your portfolio, and you should always look for an opportunity in commodities to have a little portion of your investment portfolio into this asset. And any of these two ranges are good levels to start accumulating some more of this commodity. But when I look at this structure on the daily time frame, this doesn't shout that gold is going to drop further. Actually, it's coming back all the way along after a very weak bearish relief rally bounce. So like, this is a run up, we bounce on support, reject that resistance, reverse, bounce on support. So if I'm quite sure after this rejection and losing this support, I think we would have gone here either way. So this is pretty much fine as a price structure. What it has to do right now is hold this support once again and then crack this recent high, as that is going to be a breaker of this trend. If this support is going to be tested several times and gold can't break above this level at $1,800, I think we're going to have a retest at $1,550. But finally, going back to Bitcoin, what is going to happen here? What are we looking at? I think we're going to wait until any of these critical levels are going to make any decision. So if Bitcoin is going to lose 42.2, we're going to see volatility. If Bitcoin is going to crack 45k, we're going to see volatility. Until then, please remain calm and enjoy trading. I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh new update. Have a good day.